Hey everybody, we've all been there, right? That feeling when something about your relationship just feels off. You love each other, you really do, but something's not clicking. Well, guess what? You are not alone. Today we're diving deep into those little red flags, those telltale signs that maybe, just maybe, your relationship needs a little tune-up. We're talking about the 7 crystal clear signs of an incompatible relationship. Don't worry, we're not here to judge. We're just here to give you the information you need to make the best decisions for your own happiness. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's get real about relationships. We're all in this together. Remember that game we used to play as kids, telephone? You whisper something to one person, they whisper to the next, and by the time it gets to the end, it's completely different? Yeah, well, communication in a relationship can be a lot like that. When you can't communicate effectively with your partner, when your needs and feelings aren't being heard or understood, it can feel like you're speaking different languages. And trust me, that can be beyond frustrating. It's like trying to order a pizza in Italian when all you know how to say is ciao bella. You end up with anchovies when what you really wanted was extra cheese. Not good. Good communication is the bedrock of any healthy relationship. It's about being open, honest, and truly listening to each other, even when it's tough. So if you find yourselves constantly talking over each other, misunderstanding each other's intentions, or just plain avoiding those deep conversations, it might be a sign that you need to work on your communication skills. Or maybe it's a sign of something more. Remember when you were a kid and everyone asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up? Maybe you dreamed of being an astronaut while your best friend wanted to be a veterinarian. Totally different paths, right? Well, relationships are kind of like that too. You and your partner are 2 unique individuals, each with your own dreams, aspirations, and goals for the future. And that's amazing. But what happens when those dreams don't align? What if one of you dreams of traveling the world while the other craves a settled life with a white picket fence? Or maybe one of you is laser focused on their career while the other prioritizes starting a family. These are big life decisions, people. And when your long-term goals clash, it can create a serious rift in your relationship. It's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. You can force it, sure, but eventually, something's gotta give. Let's be real. Disagreements are a normal part of any relationship. It's healthy to have different opinions and to express them. But there's a big difference between a healthy debate and constant bickering. If you find yourselves constantly butting heads, if every little thing turns into a major blow-up, it might be a sign that there's something deeper going on. It's like that annoying song you can't stand, but it's playing on repeat, driving you slowly insane. That's what constant arguing can feel like. Remember, relationships should bring joy, not constant stress and tension. If you're always walking on eggshells, afraid to say or do the wrong thing, it might be time to ask yourself why. Chapter 4. Trust. The foundation of a strong relationship, or the crumbling ruins. Imagine a house built on a shaky foundation. A little wind comes along and the whole thing starts to wobble. That's what a relationship without trust is like. Trust is the bedrock, the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without it, you're constantly questioning, doubting, and second-guessing everything. Have you ever lost your phone and you ask someone to call it and they say no? It makes you wonder what they are doing on their phone. Why are they hiding it? That's exactly how a lack of trust can feel in a relationship. It creates an environment of suspicion, jealousy, and insecurity. And let's be honest, who wants to live like that? Chapter 5. Values, the compass guiding your life's journey. Values are like our internal compass, guiding our decisions, actions, and relationships. They shape who we are at our core. So, it's no surprise that having shared values is crucial for a fulfilling and lasting relationship. What are the things that are most important to you in life? Honesty, loyalty, kindness? Now think about your partner's values. Do they align with yours? When your core values clash, it can lead to constant conflict and resentment. It's like trying to fit puzzle pieces that just don't belong together. You can try to force them, but the picture will never be complete. For example, if one person believes in saving money and the other is a shopaholic, that's a fundamental difference in values that can cause major friction. Chapter 6. Emotional disconnect. The silent relationship killer. Remember that feeling of excitement you had when you first started dating your partner? The butterflies, the late-night conversations, the feeling of being totally and completely connected? Now imagine the opposite. Instead of feeling excited, you feel indifferent. Instead of butterflies, you feel a pit in your stomach. That, my friends, is emotional disconnect, and it can be a silent relationship killer. It's like you're living in the same house, but you're miles apart emotionally. You go through the motions, but the spark, the passion, the intimacy, it's just gone. You might find yourself spending less and less time together, avoiding each other's gaze, or simply feeling like roommates, rather than romantic partners. Chapter 7. The Ghost of Relationships Past. When unresolved issues come back to haunt you. We all have baggage. It's a part of life. But when that baggage starts to weigh down your relationship, it's time to unpack and deal with it. Unresolved issues from the past, whether they're from previous relationships or even from your childhood, can create major roadblocks in your current relationship. It's like trying to drive a car with the emergency brake on. You might be able to move forward, but it's going to be a bumpy and frustrating ride. If the same arguments keep resurfacing, if past hurts are constantly being brought up, or if you find yourself stuck in a cycle of blame and resentment, it's a sign that there are deeper issues that need to be addressed. Outro: finding your happy ending, even if it's a different chapter. Listen, relationships are tough. They take work, compromise, and a whole lot of love, but they should also bring joy, fulfillment, and a sense of belonging. If you recognize any of these signs in your own relationship, don't despair. It doesn't necessarily mean it's time to throw in the towel, but it does mean it's time to have some honest conversations with yourself and your partner. Remember, you deserve to be in a relationship where you feel loved, respected, and valued. Sometimes that means working through challenges together, and sometimes it means having the courage to walk away and create a happier ending for yourself.